Let me know if this sounds like you. You're a skilled professional, like you can help people with what you do. You're a freelancer who can write quality work for clients. You're a coach who can help people with their health, wealth, relationships, whatever it may be, but you're having a hard time standing out. It feels like you're fading into the background. You know that if you got people in and you got them to work with you as a client, that you could get them really good results, but you don't know how to separate yourself from the competition. You don't know how to get people to choose you over someone else. You don't have a really good answer to the question, why should I choose you versus person B, right? So if you are putting yourself out there trying to get clients, posting content, but you're just like in this big sea of other creators, other coaches, other people trying to sell the same thing you do, and you don't know how to position yourself as an authority so you can actually get more clients, get more leads, get more sales, all the above, this video is for you. Before we get into the video, just want to let you know that this is a process that can work for you. As long as you have the skills to help people, this will work. It will work in a saturated niche. It'll work if you don't have a gigantic audience. You need some followers, but you don't need to be huge. It'll work if you're not super entrenched and established and have tons of experience versus your competitors. All of these things that I'm going to teach you are things that you can use so long as you have the skills to actually help people on the back end when they become your client. I can help you position yourself as an authority and help you stand out so that you can find them. If you don't know me, my name is Ayo. I'm a 3-time author, best-selling writer on Medium, one of the top people to ever exist on that website. I publish work in the 2 most competitive niches, the self-improvement space and the writing business coaching space. I've been able to stand out in both of those super saturated fields. I did this starting from scratch, and I'm going to teach you everything I know in this video on how to do that. And this is coming from someone who actually does it for a living, and I've been doing it for a long time, made millions of dollars, all that good stuff. So we're going to talk about 5 different core strategies in this video. Number 1, we're going to help you amplify your expertise. Number 2, we're going to help you accelerate your authority. Number 3, we're going to show you how to dominate your niche. Number 4, we're going to multiply your influence. Number 5, we're going to help you position yourself as premium. All right, let's dive into each one. Amplify your expertise. So like most skilled professionals, they spread themselves too thin. You talk about too many different things. You have a wide array of skills, but there's a particular lane or a facet of what you do that you're really, really, really good at. If you focus on that part of it, and ignore everything else and amplify the thing that you're really good at, you're going to stand out, position yourself as unique, which is going to help you get more clients. So ask yourself these questions. What unique skills do I bring to the table? What specific problems can I solve better than anyone else? And how do my experiences set me apart? So here's an example. Let's say you're a health coach, but the way that you discovered how to get healthy was that you had a baby and you were dealing with postpartum weight and you had postpartum depression and you were dealing with these mental and physical factors that were a roadblock to you figuring out how to fix your health and lose weight, but you put together this process and figured out how to do it. Okay, take that angle, and now your unique experience is that you've been through this specific experience of having a baby and then losing the weight after that. So instead of competing with all the other health coaches, now you're just health coaching women who just had a kid and help them lose the weight and deal with the mental struggles that come with having a new baby, right? So that's one example of take everything you do and isolate the things that are really unique to you and then position yourself towards people who have similar stories so that they'll want to be your client instead of someone else's. Step 2, you want to learn how to accelerate your authority. And the way that you accelerate your authority is by covering a larger footprint with your content and more repeatedly being inside of the minds of people who want to become your clients. I'd pick one social media platform that you want to totally dominate, whether that's LinkedIn, Medium, Substack, X, whatever it is, go all in on that platform. And I want you to become the go-to person on that platform for the thing you provide. So first thing you want to do, however much maximum volume that platform can handle, do it. So on Instagram, that's maybe only 2 videos a day. On X, you can post 10, 20, 30 tweets a day. I've seen people post 100 tweets a day. On LinkedIn, you can only post once a day. But you want to start thinking of like, what's the best platform that's most conducive to your stuff? And then what's the maximum amount of times that I can post on that platform without overdoing it to where it begins to hurt you? You want to start creating content in order to capture leads, right? So you want to create content, you want to get it on your email list, you want to get people to sign up for your list, because then you can start sending them way more frequent emails. Like I send emails to my list 4 or 5 times a week, but if you dial that up to 2 to 3 times a week, 3 to 4, 5 to 6, whatever it may be, now you're occupying mind space more often, and then you can make more offers to your list to get more clients. And the last thing here is you want to create one really valuable, like long form piece of content that goes deep, right? So if you're on Twitter, X, that's writing an in-depth write-up thread. If you're on LinkedIn, that's writing a really good long-form post. If you're on YouTube, it's making a long-form YouTube video once a week, right? But like one sort of like long-form cornerstone piece of content that really establishes your credibility and shows you know what you're talking about. You know, on Substack, that could be one really long Substack newsletter, and then you use Substack notes for your social media part of the content, right? So one really solid piece of long-form content is going to help you accelerate your authority as well. Next up is going to be dominating your niche. And there's one super simple way that you can dominate your niche that almost no one does. I'm surprised. It's instead of talking about what you do, talk about what your product or service does. So literally having a clear promise and time frame for your offer is going to make you stand out, right? So most people say, I'm a health coach, I'm a relationship coach, I'm a make money coach, whatever. Nobody resonates with that because everyone says that. If instead you say, I help women who just had a baby lose postpartum weight in 90 days. Boom. This is who I help. This is the outcome I get, right? Versus just saying, oh yeah, I'm just a health coach. Instead of saying, I'm a career coach, say, I'll help you land a job that'll help you get an extra $20,000 to $50,000 in salary in the next 3 months, in the next 4 months, in the next 6 months, whatever it may be, right? So I currently have a student. She's a data analyst. She helps other people get data analyst jobs. And we tweaked her offer to help data analysts get jobs that help them on average get 20 to 50K more of their salary. Instantly, she rose to the top of her niche and she landed 7 clients within the first month of working together with me because we just tweaked what she had and turned it into a promise and a time frame. And then in your content, you want to start talking about what the path looks like to getting the result, right? So when you're talking about your offer, okay, say like first thing we're going to do, we're going to sit down, we're going to sharpen your resume. Second thing we're going to do, we're going to show you these background methods to go and find and network and get the job opportunities that aren't on Indeed. Next, we're going to do these mock interview sessions to get you super solid when it comes to interviewing and show you salary negotiation so that you can get the job, right? So the path is always, we're going to help you with step 1, step 2, and step 3 so that you can get the result, right? So when you talk in your content and your copy that way, it's going to establish you as someone who actually is selling the transformation from a state they don't want to be in to the state that they want to be in versus just calling yourself a coach. The next part is going to be multiplying your influence, right? And the way that you multiply your influence is really just covering more footprint with engagement, right? So like, make sure you're checking these boxes. Like if you're trying to stand out, reply to every single person who leaves a comment on your social media stuff. You want to be finding accounts who have the kind of people who might be your potential clients and commenting underneath those accounts, but then commenting and replying back and forth. I booked a sales call the other day with a guy. I commented on someone else's LinkedIn page and I replied not to the creator who did the post, but to his comment underneath because he was someone who was a good fit for my offer. And then he reached out to me and said, hey, it sounds like you're a smart guy. I know what you talk about. Let's book a call together, right? So you can cover a lot of footprint. Like most people who are trying to land clients, they think too far inside the box. They're confined only to their followers. But if you're making a big footprint by engaging a lot, that's going to help you. Next, you want to start building relationships with peers, right? So people who are on your level, who maybe they offer something similar to you, but not the same. Like you could start building relationships with these people, right? So if like you're a nutrition coach, start building relationships with people who only talk about the lifting weights aspect of it, right? So what you can do is start cross promoting your stuff with them, right? So I did about $250,000 in sales with my Medium course. And all I did was I reached out to other people and presented a webinar in front of their audience. And so it was instant sales from thin air because I built relationships with other people, right? So I was talking about Medium. So I was partnering with people who were like creating on other platforms like Twitter. And I said, hey, I had this Medium thing. Your audience might like this. Boom. We did the collab. It worked, right? So you want to do collaborations with people in your niche and then just building relationships, right? So like the way people grow is as a team. Like people boost each other's content. They comment on each other's stuff. They like each other's stuff. They do email swaps. They do JV webinars, all these things, right? So in short, you just want to cover more footprint online. Like as you're creating content, realize that these social media platforms are communities with human beings. Make connections and build a community around your stuff. It'll be easier for you to sell down the road. And then the last part is like positioning yourself as premium. One of the easiest ways you can position yourself as premium is literally raising your price, right? So there's this copywriter, Dan Kennedy, he says, there's no strategic advantage to being the second least expensive provider in the market, but there's a huge advantage to being the most expensive, right? So if you think about it, look at brands like Louis Vuitton, YSL, Hermes. They charge like ridiculously high prices and it instantly elevates them as status. It flips the conversation from we're trying to get you to buy to this is only for the exclusive, only for the elite, only for the people who really have the status and money to afford it. You can start positioning your marketing that way, right? So like in my case, like that's a lot of what I'm doing recently. Like the stuff I do isn't cheap. cheap. And I make that known. And honestly, I spend a lot of time filtering out for the wrong people and filtering for the right people. And you could do the same thing with your business and with your offers, right? So like the reason most other creators and coaches, they struggle so much is because they're positioning themselves as like begging for money. But when you position yourself as premium, you only work with a handful of clients. You're only working with people who are motivated, only working with people who are a good fit. Then it changes your position in the marketplace. And also like we talked about before, creating those specific tailored solutions for your audience, that's another way where you can position yourself as premium. When you're the helping moms lose weight and deal with the specific struggles of being a mom and having postpartum depression, well, that mom is going to look at you and see you as someone who fits what she wants like a glove. Therefore, she is willing to pay you 5 to 10x a regular health coach because she feels like you understand her, right? So if you're nailed in, if you're dialed in more on a specific avatar and it feels like you're talking directly to them, you can charge higher prices and position yourself as premium. And then the benefit of positioning yourself as premium is that you don't have to work with that many people to make a lot of money, which is great too. So like a lot of people are chasing, scrambling for all the leads and customers they can when they should be hunting for the right leads and the right customers, pay them a lot of money so they can scale their business faster and make more money. You might have watched all this stuff and you're thinking to yourself, this sounds good, Ayo, but can you help me? I'll be 100% honest. The one thing I'm looking for is that you already have the ability to solve the problems for the clients that you take on, right? So I worked with people who do not have big audiences. I worked with people who have even no audience, but they already had an existing skill set, that they knew that they could use to help clients. So that is the necessity. If you don't know how to fulfill your service for clients, I'm not in the position to help you right now. But if you are, here's what the next step looks like. In the description below, you'll see a link to book a call with me. In that call, I'm going to look over your business. I'm going to talk about what bottlenecks you're experiencing. And then I'm going to make you a genuine recommendation on whether or not I can help. If I do think I can help, I'm going to extend you an invite to work with me and invest money in working with me in order for me to help you scale your business. So if that sounds like something that would be interesting to you to at least gear out how I can help you grow your business, hit the link in the calendar below and I'll talk to you soon.